Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Tarbell Pavilion. It's a great evening for NCAA tournament basketball. Bob Long, and alongside me, a special guest this evening, the Centennial Conference Commissioner, Steve Rolwick. He will be with us the entire evening, providing analysis on what should be an absolutely unbelievable basketball game between the Springfield Pride out of the New MAC, who have come all the way down to the Delaware Valley, back to Springfield, and back again to the Delaware Valley. 2 wins at Cabrini College, 1 win here last night, and they're here to try to push their way forward to the national semifinals.
You know, Bob, at this point, I think you have to identify Springfield as the Cinderella story. When you look at their record, 18-8, yes, they were the regular season champions in the New MAC, but game bounced in the first round of the tournament, 18-8. You have to believe they were probably one of the last teams selected for an at-large bid. And look what they've done with the opportunity. As you mentioned, they come down to Radnor to knock off Albright, who a good representative out of the MAC Commonwealth, to win at Cabrini. Then they come back here last night and stun Hamilton. It was just what a run it's been, and we'll see what kind of legs they have again tonight.
Have to think one of the great games in NCAA tournament history. A 3-point shot at the horn from Andy McNulty sent it to overtime, and then the Pride were able to take care of business in the overtime segment. Now on the other side, Swarthmore, it's been, you hate to say easy, nothing's easy at this time of the season, but Steve, they have the highest margin of victory on average in their 3 NCAA tournament wins of any of the 8 teams remaining at 26 and change.
If you were to go back 2 weeks ago and say the 64 teams in the tournament, Swarthmore was going to be the team with the most dominant performance through 3 games, I don't think anyone in the country would have believed you. But things have come together so well after the Centennial Conference Final for the Garnet, and they have been so impressive and hope to continue that run tonight.
And, of course, fortunate to be able to host here tonight. This is the final game of our trio broadcast on GSN. So excited to be here with you, and it should be an absolutely tremendous affair. On the Springfield side, they're led by Jake Ross, who's been over 25 points in every single NCAA tournament game so far and put up another 36 last night. He is truly incredible.
First team All-New MAC player, a really impressive sophomore, can do a lot of things. The question certainly for Swarthmore tonight is, can they keep him under wraps? And the question for Ross is, has he seen a defense like the Garnet is going to throw at him tonight?
Who will it be? That's my key for this one. Will it be 6'7" Zach Odell, set to take on the 6'4" Jake Ross and take that away? Or will it be Zach Yonda, Cam Wiley, or some combination? We'll find out soon, and right now send it down to the public address announcer for the introductions. Thank you.
Tonight's 4th round game features the Springfield College Pride and the Swarthmore College Garnet. Swarthmore, Springfield, and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and fans. We request your cooperation in supporting the student athletes and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at athletes,
A look inside the huddle for the Springfield College Pride as we're almost ready for basketball here at Tarbell Pavilion. Once again, Bob Long, Steve Ulrich, the Centennial Conference Commissioner, alongside to do some color commentary. And as we look inside the Landry Kosmowski huddle, Steve, what's the last thing you're telling your team between now and the first time your team's had the opportunity to play at this juncture of the season?
You know, Bob, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I hearken back to what Marv Levy would always say in a moment like this. Is there any place you'd rather be than right here, right now? The opportunity that presents itself for the Garnet has never been reached by any other Swarthmore team in the long history of the men's basketball program here. And to do it at Tarbell Pavilion, it can be a great night for Swarthmore. It could also be a great night for Springfield. It's going to be an outstanding game.
It would be the first opportunity for either program to meet the national semifinals. And we are almost ready for basketball. Springfield in maroon, Swarthmore in white, Heath Post against Robbie Walsh. And we are underway, only 8 remain, and only 4 will remain after tonight. Springfield out in the man-to-man early here. Inside Robbie Walsh, they're going to go right at him all night. Coaches have talked about this, Steve, that through this regional, they feel they have a strength inside.
Robbie Walsh went up very tough that time, pretty much setting the tone for the night.
Zach Odell got his hand in the passing lane. Springfield, a very good off-ball movement team. They run a lot of back cuts. We're very successful with that last night against Hamilton. Swarthmore with some early video readiness there. And now inside for Robbie Walsh. He's fouled. Zach Yonda with the extra effort on the baseline.
Great hustle that time by Yonda, getting inside to Walsh and being able to draw the foul on Eccles.
First foul against Eccles, team's first. Robbie Walsh, about a 60% free throw shooter on the year. And rattles the first one home. Steve, I always say this about Robbie. It doesn't seem like he's a 60% free throw shooter. He's got such an easy stroke with a little movement. Down, down, and up he comes. Such little movement, and he hits them both.
Good start for the senior big man for the Garnet. First 4 points, Swart with a 4-0 lead.
Andy McNulty with the basketball now. He was the hero yesterday, hitting a 3 at the horn to send it to overtime. Here's Jake Ross, guarded by Zach Yonda, and Odell provided just enough contest at the rim. The Garnet went up 22-5 in the first game last night. They give it away here, but looking to create that same type of start against a Springfield team that also started out hot against Hamilton. The Centennials, or the Continentals, I should say, came back, and they had to find their way into overtime. Ross to the bucket. High off the glass, gets his own rebound, and blocked by Zach Odell. So the Garnet, that's the plan defensively. Commit 2 on the opponent's best player, Jake Ross. And there's the offensive plan, get it to Robbie Walsh. That one not over the front rim.
As you mentioned, Ross averages 25 points a game. He leads the Pride with 9.7 rebounds. He's also the top assist man, over 4 a game. The offense for Springfield runs through him.
Heath Post, he can shoot it at a clip of 41% from deep. 10 seconds left on the shot clock, 2 minutes into this one. McNulty double teamed. Eccles. Now Ross, double teamed there. Nowhere to go. They won't get it off in time. Perhaps they gave the shot but didn't hit the rim. I think that generous as well.
One of the things we talked about in the open was, has Springfield seen this type of defense as Swarthmore is able to throw at you? And right now, 2.5 minutes in, Springfield is scoreless.
Zach Yonda with the basketball, driving baseline, off the glass. It won't go, and Eccles comes down with the carom. You know, this is something, Steve, where for folks from Swarthmore that maybe haven't seen them play all year, they're expecting all these shots to go down. At one point, the Garnet 29 for 35 from 2-point range yesterday evening. It was absolutely spectacular.
Well, you don't get this far in the NCAA tournament without being able to play defense, and Springfield's able to throw a lot at you.
Andy McNulty fouled by Cam Wiley as he jumped into his landing space. 3 shots at the line upcoming for McNulty.
McNulty averaging 12.6 points a game on the year. He is a 67% free throw shooter. The 5'10 senior guard out of West Springfield, Massachusetts, steps to the free throw line.
Looking to get the Pride on the board. And sometimes that's an equalizer, Steve. You have an opportunity, you're struggling early, opportunity to put the basketball in the hoop with the clock stopped. That can start to turn things for a team early that hasn't found it yet.
McNulty's stroking 2 very, very confidently to get things started. As we mentioned, Springfield averages 77.6 points per game. Swarthmore has been holding teams to about 62 points a game. It's going to be a contrast in styles this evening.
Well, and how have they done it? At least in the NCAA tournament, every single game the Pride have been above 50%. We highlighted that going into yesterday's broadcast, and we thought that was the key. They needed to shoot 50%. Well, Andy McNulty's shot at the horn in regulation put them at 30 for 60. 50%, certainly a key figure. Here's Nate Schaefer. He had a huge game yesterday. Only missed 1 shot from the field. Wiley with it, 10. Harkins fires, no good, and Heath Post comes down with it. A quick start for the Garnet, and they've gone a little bit cold. 1 for 5 from the field. Ross comes off the double screen. Odell took a shot. Now just a little relax, and Nate Schaefer gets the block. Pride stay in the man-to-man defense. They'll primarily stay in man. A couple times in the NCAA tournament, they've gone zone in the second half. Schaefer can't get it over the front rim. And this, unlike either of these teams' games in the NCAA tournament thus far, only 7 points through the first 4 minutes. Connor Harkins, a good hand in the passing lane, and a timeout on the floor with 15:55 to play. Another look at Ross, but that window closed quickly from Nate Schaefer. We'll be right back here on GSN, and you're watching the NCAA tournament.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
We mentioned the 50% mark in the NCAA tournament for Springfield. Well, on the Garnet side, Steve, they have only allowed 1 team all year to shoot 50% or more, and it was the Muhlenberg Mules, the lone loss for this Swarthmore team against a team not nationally ranked. Coming into the tournament, Springfield just fell out of the top 25 by virtue of their semifinal loss in the conference tournament. Clearly, as we said earlier, a significant digit there. And an offensive foul as McNulty lowers the shoulder. That's true freshman Abbas Salah taking the charge.
Good position that time by Salah, holding his ground, taking the left shoulder from McNulty right into the chest. Easy call for the official. You know, one of the things we talked about during the commercial break was Jake Ross and how Swarthmore is throwing 2 defenders at him. I think every shot Ross is going to end up taking tonight is going to be defended by at least 2 players.
Schaefer, a little short there. Eccles did enough on the baseline. Schaefer loves to spin baseline there and usually is very successful. Only missed the 1 field goal yesterday. en route to 18 points. Cam Earl had trouble with it. Now Ross off for McNulty for 3. And nobody rebounding for the Pride. Zach Odell for 3. It's good. He's developed that portion of his game, Steve, in a big way this year.
If you have a post player that can pound you on the inside and stick the 20-footer from the top of the key, you're going to go a long way. And we have an offensive foul going to go against Brandon Eccles.
Here's another look at Odell, that sweet stroke. The coaches at the Garnet, they have worked with him in the offseason. They've made that a big part of his repertoire, and that's huge. And then on the Eccles side, that's big because it's his second personal foul. He was just bringing that ball high, Steve, and the elbow caught Jim Lammers. Certainly tough for Eccles, but not much the officials can do there.
Springfield coach Charlie Brock in his 20th season with the Pride, not happy with the call, but as the official said, the elbow came up high and caught Lammers in the chin, and the call was made. That's 2-1 Eccles, the 6'7" senior.
Here's Yonda, was given a whole baseline. Instead, will elect to go inside for Walsh. Double comes on him, and he gets it right back. Into the lane he goes. It was tipped by Durkin, and he comes down with it. The reserve plays about 15 minutes a game and provides great energy off the bench. Man-to-man defense here for the Garnet. Ross yet to get going. Springfield yet to hit a field goal. Here's a skip pass to the baseline, and with 3 to shoot, it'll be McNulty. No foul called, and that's the horn.
You know, they teach you on defense, just stand up, you can hold your hands, you're entitled to the verticality, and Cam Wiley just didn't jump, didn't leave his feet, just held his hands up. McNulty tried to lean in and draw the foul. The official stared right at him and just said, no, sir.
It's close. It's close, though. Could have gone either way. Wiley for 3. In and out. Schaefer got a hand on it, but good track by Trey Witter. Ross trying to get going. Yes. Cuts it to 1.
Ross averaging 31 points a game during the 4-game postseason for Springfield.
Schaefer somehow got it to the rim, volleyballed his way up there. Ross goes baseline, and he'll pull up. It's the first lead for Springfield, and a timeout called by Landry Kosmalski. 8-7 Pride. And this is what you don't want here, Steve, if you're a Swarthmore Garnet faithful. Ross so good in transition, pulling up from deep. And then a little discard on the baseline and that sweet stroke.
Yeah, like we said with Jake Ross, 34 points against WPI, 24 against Albright, 31 against Cabrini, 36 against Hamilton. And one of the other things you're going to note tonight, you're not going to see Jake Ross come off the floor. He's played the entire game in each of the last 4 postseason games, including overtime games at WPI against Hamilton last night.
Absolutely unbelievable. He is one heck of a basketball player, and as just a sophomore, remember last year he was the D3 Hoops Rookie of the Year nationally, so he's not coming out of nowhere. He just continues this unbelievably impressive college career. So does that guy, Cam Wiley, floater in the lane.
Trademark shot for Wiley that time, puts Garnet back in front 9-8.
So we mentioned you're the Centennial Conference Commissioner, so you must have been proud to see that in the first round against New England College, his 27 points in the tournament was 11th all-time in the NCAA tournament by Centennial Conference players.
The 2017 Centennial Conference player is the one player in our league that can really take over a game by himself.
And they go back and forth. Ross, 2 field goals in a row for Springfield, make it 3 actually with that transition 3. And Cam Wiley now has 2 consecutive buckets to give the Garnet a 1-point lead. And Zach Yonda saves it. Wiley almost came up with it. Now that shot clock does not reset. Doesn't matter to post. Good find inside from Andy McNulty. This is the type of action you expect here in a sectional final. Round of 8. We'll cut it to 4 tonight. Wiley for 3. Wiley, and he can't quite get it. Robbie Walsh got a hand on it, but it will be Springfield basketball.
Jim Lammers checking in for the Garnet, replacing Zach Yonda. Quick look around the country. 11:22 to go in the first half. Up in Mahwah, New Jersey, MIT and Ramapo tied at 15.
We'll keep an eye on that and take a break here. 11:53 to play. Springfield leads by 1. And you're watching NCAA tournament basketball here on GSN. A look inside the Springfield huddle. They're out rebounding Swarthmore 11-5, and that's been a calling card for Swarthmore this year, their ability to control the glass. Already 2 offensive rebounds for Springfield, and that's a key throughout this game, because I think if you're Swarthmore, you look at your height advantage and the fact that Springfield is a space-the-floor team, 3 to 4 guys beyond the arc at any one time, and think that's the part of the game that we should be controlling.
Absolutely, and with Eccles on the bench with two fouls right now, Durkin, number 50, usually gets about 12 minutes a game, so it'll be interesting to see how long Charlie Brock stays with him.
Off-ball movement from Ross. They couldn't get it to him on the baseline. Now Trey Witter with it. Inside, Durkin, and it's good. Pretty from the big man. Salah, out of bounds, last touched by Heath Post. Here's another look. Schaefer goes straight up, and the teardrop from right outside the lane.
Nice touch by the 6'8" junior forward out of Worcester, Massachusetts, Kevin Durkin.
Inside, Schaefer fights through a double team, no call, right back up. He didn't even look up at the rim, Steve. That's knowing time and space.
Good persistence that time by Schaefer, sticking with it.
It's a 1-point lead for the visitors. Springfield post. Now Ross, guarded by Zach Odell. I thought we'd get this matchup at times. Inside, Durkin gives Nate Schaefer a taste of that medicine.
We said Ross is the leading assist man in addition to being the leading scorer for the Pride.
Wiley dives to the 10. And it should stay here. It does. Kevin Durkin not thrilled. Boy, he's lucky he caught that on the way up. That ball gets up to the rim or so. That's a technical foul. He bounced that in some frustration.
It did look like Durkin had a hold of Schaefer that time, inhibiting his path to the basket.
Schaefer will take a seat. Robbie Walsh in his place. Harkins off the screen. He is too good from there. As good a catch and shooter as there is in the league. Back cut. Robbie Walsh gets a hand on it. Transition for the Garnet. Harkins again, heating up. The Garnet lead again.
What a beautiful secondary break that time by the Garnet. Wiley pulling up, look left, look right, waited for Harkins, who shot in rhythm.
Wonderful job by Robbie Walsh to hedge and recover on that high ball screen for Ross. And now a foul is called, and it'll be Jim Lammers. He and Post getting mixed up a couple times, and another look at the sweet stroke of Connor Harkins.
That's the first foul on Lammers, the second on the Garnet. Springfield with 4 team fouls here at the 9:57 mark.
Cam Earl, haven't gotten him going. The Pride love to get him catch and shoot opportunities, because we talk about Connor Harkins. Well, he's their Connor Harkins. He can put it in from deep. Durkin catches it on the right wing. There's Earl, thought about the three. Harkins in tight on him. 6 to shoot. Odell on Ross. He wants to take him one-on-one. Gonna have to launch. And didn't get it off. Zach Odell, the length at 6'7", Steve, providing some issues.
Great team defense as well. Really shut off. When Durkin came up and set the high screen, you thought Ross would be able to utilize that given the 6'8", 250-pound frame of Durkin, but he just kind of waved him off and thought he could take Odell. And as you mentioned, Zach's length really altered Ross's attempt.
It really is an advantage as Odell takes a seat on the bench on the left-hand side of your screen, number 33, to have that athleticism in that length. And it's very rare to see that. Walsh guarded by Durkin. They'll let him go one-on-one. And there's a foul against Durkin. That will be his second. And now it's Brandon Eccles, the left-handed big, and Kevin Durkin picking up 2 personals.
5th foul against the Pride, but as you mentioned, the 6'8" Durkin, the 6'7" Eccles, both picking up 2. Checking in the lineup for the Pride will be number 14, Ben Diamond. Andy McNulty checking back in, replacing Witter and Durkin.
Diamond played his freshman year ball at Bard College and has provided a great look off the bench. Connor Harkins continues to light it up. Harkins now 3 of 4 from the field, 7 points to lead all scorers.
As you mentioned, what a quick release for the freshman, Connor Harkins.
Now it'll be Yonda on Ross. Keep an eye on number 22. McNulty off a ball screen. Heath post, he can light it up. That time it won't go. And Jim Lammers is called for his second foul. A little nudge in the back of Ben Diamond, the 6'3" senior.
Checking back in for Swarthmore, Nate Schaefer, Abbas Salah, replacing Cam Wiley and Lammers.
You see the double, they're not even guarding the inbounder. And they're still able to get it in to Ross. Nearly a moving screen, instead an open 3, Cam Earl. And that's exactly the pick and pop that the Pride wants out of Earl. Now Post comes up and get it.
Yonda got McNulty up in the air, but wasn't able to draw the foul in the 3-point attempt, which came up woefully short.
Garnett leading by 1. Diamond with it, top of the key. Ross off 2 screens. Loves to go left, and Yonda knows it. Foul called against Robbie Walsh. Trying to body up Post, but did not quite have position. And certainly the right call from the referee.
First foul against Walsh, 4th team foul against Swarthmore here at the 8:08 mark.
Shot clock resets to 20.
Brandon Eccles checks back in for the Pride, replacing Heath Post.
Interesting because last night when the Garnet were playing Plattsburgh State, Jonathan Patron, one of their best, went out with 2 fouls early. He had to come back at about this point as well. This game much closer as the Pride going punch for punch with the Garnet early. High ball screen comes. Earl on the slip. Pops for 3. No good, and a good tip up by the big man. Very fortunate for the Garnet.
Yonda and Harkins both thought the other one was going to take it and lead the break.
Schaefer, great job to establish position early. And at that point, just put it right up, big man. Ross in rhythm, yes. Too good, and a silencer from the sophomore.
Ross has been able to get his points when he's been bringing the ball up the court and not drawing that second defender. He finds himself going baseline. He's drawing 2 Swarthmore uniforms every time.
Walsh, good find. Yonda for 3. The teardrop, that one brought rain. Back to a 3-point lead as Yonda answers Ross. McNulty, extra pass, Eccles for 3. Good position from Nate Schaefer. Salah pulls it back. Patience here from the Garnet. Looking for some off-ball movement. 7 to shoot. Now Schaefer has it. Yonda trying to replicate it. He's got 6 in a row. And a 6-point cushion for the Garnet. Timeout called by Brock. And with 6:11 to play, it's Swarthmore 28 and Springfield 22. Steve, it wasn't bad defense from Springfield. In fact, I'd argue the Garnet weren't really getting anything going on that possession. That's just a big-time shot from a senior.
Big-time shot from a senior who surpassed the 1,500 mark in career points last night in the big win over Plattsburgh. And that's the kind of thing right now that it seems that Swarthmore's going to have to really turn to and try to get that kind of offense from Yonda. The Eccles, Durkin, Post, they've really collapsed on the inside, made it very, very difficult on Robbie Walsh. As you see there on the replay, Nate Schaefer is able to get free, but everything in the paint has really been congested and contested. So Swarthmore's going to have to open up, look for more outside shots from Yonda, have Wiley drive and dish.
We mentioned some of the surprising things we've seen, and that the Garnet were not winning the rebounding battle. They're tied in offensive boards, but total 12 for Springfield, 8 for Swarthmore. But if you're Charlie Brock and you look at the 7 turnovers that the Pride have committed, that is also uncharacteristic for them, a team that prides itself on having the 4 to 5 guys that can put the ball on the deck, get to the rim, and of course, space the floor and hit the 3.
Quick check of the out-of-town scoreboard for Newmac fans. 4:22 to go in the first half. In Mahwah, New Jersey, Ramapo leads MIT by a score of 29-27.
Just like this one, you get the feeling, Steve, that game will just be unbelievable. 2 really, really good teams. Cam Earl off a screen, a little short. And there's a big-time rebound from the sophomore Schaefer. Extra pass, the freshman Ingram. Tapped back out by Schaefer. Now Odell nearly had it taken away from him, and they'll reset. Yonda counted and won. The seniors taking over. Another look there. Just that little deke. Got the second defender off him and a dive to the tin.
First foul against the senior guard, Ben Diamond, 6th against the Pride. Yonda looking for the conventional 3-point play.
Yonda may argue with you, say, that's an old-fashioned 3-point play, Steve. Nothing conventional about it.
Well,
and a 9-point lead.
Well put.
Heath Post back to the basket, spinning inside. Tough shot.
Good contesting that time by Odell.
Ingram can't hit it. Now Jake Ross, watch him with a head of steam. Pulling up. Tough shot won't go again. And the Garnet getting a little bit better in that transition defense, making things difficult. Zach Odell in and out. And Schaefer got a hand on it, but not enough. You got to give Ross a lot of credit, leading the way in scoring, also getting those rebounds over the big bodies, the trees for SWAT. Handoff for Andy McNulty, last night's hero. Inside, Heath Post, and he's fouled by Zach Odell.
Nice drive here by McNulty, and he finds the open man. But Odell and Schaefer are going to make it really hard on anybody in the paint.
He came down hard on his left arm, was shaking that one out a bit after he fell to the pavement.
Heath Post 6'6" sophomore out of Cheshire, Connecticut, averages 12.4 points a game. He's an 80% free throw shooter on the year.
Post hits the first. I was very impressed, Steve, when I saw that he shoots the ball at a 41% clip from beyond the arc. And it's not like he's taken 15 this year. He averages 2 to 3 a game.
He's got a nice stroke for his 6'6" frame.
So certainly no surprise that he knocks down both, ends the 9-0 run for the Garnet, and cuts it to 7. Pride have stayed exclusively man-to-man. Salah with the basketball. I like seeing this look, Steve. Salah, the backup point guard, and Cam Wiley, the traditional point guard. Odell lost it on the way up. Good defense from Heath Post. Ross, everything but the finish. Snuck between 2 traffic cones, and that time McNulty comes down with it. And he fell hard on his left foot, an acrobatic finish.
McNulty hobbling on that right ankle.
Yeah, he came down hard. It was right, not the left. My apologies. He came down hard on the right ankle. Wiley for 3. Yes! Gives the Garnet an 8-point lead.
Watch McNulty. Now, he's scored in double figures in 13 straight games, and when he went from the right side underneath to the left side to guard against Robbie Walsh, who was defending that last layup, he just landed poorly, and we'll see if that has any effect.
That's a huge call inside as Jake Ross runs through Abbas Salah. One more look. He did a good job establishing position, but he just lowers the shoulder, and you can't do that. And Landry Kosmalski, look at that. He loves the effort from Salah. Timeout on the floor, 3:13 to play. We got ourselves a good one here. 34-26, Garnet leads. And you're watching NCAA Tournament basketball on GSN. Nothing coming easy tonight.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin.
The foul on Jake Ross, just his first, as he ran through Abbas Salah and committed the player control foul. Bob Long, Steve Ulrich here. Excited to be alongside, and this has really been something so far.
It's a great atmosphere here at Tarbell Pavilion. The first time that Swarthmore has ever hosted a sectional round. Just the second year Swarthmore has actually been in the NCAA. Quite a crowning achievement for 6th-year head coach Landry Kosmalski. Where he's brought this program is something to behold.
And where could it go? Springfield asking the same question. A trip to the national semifinals on the line, and 2 of the country's best programs on display right now. The Garnet, 2 straight years in the tournament. Springfield, 3 of 4 years in the tournament. Yanda for 3. He is heating up tonight.
12 now for Yanda, including 3 of 4 from beyond the arc.
He leads all scorers. Double team comes on Ross. Slipping his post. Ross gets to the basket, and a foul called on Robbie Walsh. That'll be his second. Look to me, Walsh somewhat backing off. Yeah, that's a tough one there, Steve.
I have to agree. That's a little tough call. I also thought it was a late call.
One of those where maybe you're waiting if you're a referee to see, does it go through the cylinder? When it doesn't, blow the whistle type of thing?
Those are all obviously tough calls to make for any official, but it did look like Walsh had his position. Ross tried to alter his body to try to avoid the contact, but the call went against Walsh, the 16th foul against the Garnet.
A look from our overhead cam at the other end of the floor. Wonderful addition to our broadcast this year. And the second one is long. A 10-point lead for the Garnet. 2:20 to play here in what's been an scintillating first half. Wiley short on the jumper and Post a good rebound. Ross loves to pull up from here. Instead dumps off for Earl. Post pull up, good look. And wonderful find from Jake Rush. You mentioned he leads the team in assists. The team as a whole, 15 or 16 assists on 27 average field goals made per year, per game.
That was one where Schaefer probably would have been best to kick it out.
Post trying to get hot. Wiley up and under, blocked by Post, and he fouls Post. Foul is called against Cam Wiley. And there was some confusion there. I think some of the faithful here are still confused, but Post was pulled at by Cam Wiley. That's a big foul, his second personal.
17 foul against the Garnet. It's going to send Heath Post to the line for the 1-and-1. It did look like, you saw in the replay, it looked like Wiley did reach in and grab Post when he came down with the rebound after blocking the shot.
Completely agree with the call. In fact, that's a call you don't always see made. Post hits the first. He'll earn his second. And this a big 91 seconds here, Steve. The Garnet were up 11. It was their largest lead of the game. 4 straight here for the Pride. And now down to a 6-point game.
8 points on the night for Heath Post, the 6'6" sophomore out of Cheshire, Connecticut.
Yonda, lazy pass, but now Harkins for 3. What an answer from the freshman.
Connor Harkins now with 10 points on the evening, second in the Swarthmore scoring column beyond his 12.
And that's a big answer for the Garnet. They lead by 9. Springfield looking to cut it closer again. What a great fight we've had this evening on both sides. 11, slipping, Durkin, too strong off the glass. Now an opportunity to go 2 for 1. Salah has that on his mind. It's got to be quick, and it will be. Yonda, no good from 3, and it'll stay here. So they won't go 2 for 1, but they'll get a fresh shot clock.
Quick reset, 36.3 on the clock. Both teams are in the bonus, 17 fouls on both sides. Checking in, Ben Diamond checks in for the Pride. Ryan Ingram checking in for the Garnet.
So now if you're Lander Kosmolski, what do you draw up here? Something quick? Do you take the clock down?
You got to believe right now you're going to want to take the clock down. You're not going to want to do anything until there's probably 12 seconds on the game clock. Don't give Springfield the opportunity to get that second opportunity.
I'm a little bit interested, Steve, that they didn't pull Cam Wiley off the bench. They had the stoppage. They could have done it.
I think they were just looking to protect Wiley from picking up an extra foul.
So now it's Salah giving the keys to the car. Harkins, I think that was tipped. And out of bounds, so just under 8 seconds for Springfield to work with. They trail by 9 and looking to cut down this deficit.
I like the thought on that play, but good contested defense by the Pride that time. Forced Harkins to go a little higher than he wanted to.
Ross picks it up. McNulty with it. He was the hero last night. Wild shot, follow post. And what an effort from Heath Post, cutting it to 7 and ending a wild and back and forth first half. Swarthmore 40, Springfield 33. Zach Yonda, one heck of a half, leads all scorers with 12. Jake Ross, you'd even call it quiet, shooting just 40% from the field. For him, Not what he's used to, but still puts 11 on the board, and I think we'll see a lot of him in the second half, Steve.
I think you got to say the unsung hero for Springfield right now has to be Heath Post. Averages 12 a game, but he's already in double figures with 10, and he also has a huge 9 rebounds. Big night for the sophomore so far.
From a team perspective, both shooting at around 41%. Garnet, 44% from 3, 7 of 16, and well, we've only seen one free throw missed tonight. When you get to this level, only 8 teams left in the country. That certainly should not surprise you. But this has been a big-time effort on both sides. And at the end of the first half, the Garnet with a 7-point lead at home, a trip to the national semifinal on the line. We'll be right back. This has been NCAA Tournament Basketball on GSN, and we'll be right back for the second half.
It's on us.
All of us.
And it's time to act now.
We are calling you, all of you.
All Centennial Conference student athletes to join our cause.
The It's On Us pledge is a personal commitment
to keep men and women safe from sexual assault.
It's a promise to not be a bystander to the problem,
but to be a part of the solution.
As a Centennial Conference student athlete, I am proud to take the pledge.
I pledge
to create an environment where men and women feel
safe.
To hold friends accountable if what they're doing is wrong.
To never blame the victim.
1/5 of women and 1/16 of men are sexually assaulted in college.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To stop sexual assault.
To be more than a bystander.
To intervene if a friend is doing something that could lead to sexual assault.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
To help others.
Stand up, to step in, and to take responsibility.
It's on us. It's on us.
Take reports of sexual assault seriously.
To change the way we talk about women.
To be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
To look out for others.
Anyone can be the victim and everyone can be the solution.
It's on us as Centennial Conference student athletes.
To take a stand and make a difference.
We're the Centennial Conference and it's on us, all of us, to stop sexual assault.
We took the pledge and you can too.
At itsonus.org.
Something about this place just has a spark.
Everyone says hi to each other, everyone's friendly.
It is the most amazing place on earth. It is full of the happiest people you'll ever meet.
It's a home away from home and it's a comfortable place to be.
There's just so much, just positive energy everywhere here.
The minute I walked on this campus, I knew this was the place where I wanted to be.
We're a progressive campus. We're doing new things.
The faculty at Springfield is awesome. They're so understanding of everything we go through.
We're the birthplace of basketball. The inventor of volleyball came from our school.
The unique energy on campus, the positivity, there's nothing else like it anywhere I've been.
Providing the resources and experiential learning opportunities students need to lead. We push them to take action today, every day, to dig deeper, think bigger, and play harder than they ever thought possible. Because true scholarship isn't just equipping a student to make a living. It's about a culture of teaching, teamwork, and of service that actively engages a student's spirit, mind, and body, so they are prepared to lift people up and to move humanity forward.
Just saying the name Springfield College is going to help me go so far in my field.
It's a great place that allows you to be yourself and become the person that you want to be and you know you can be.
Springfield cares about people.
I've never found a place where I feel more accepted and I feel like I can be myself.
There's no restrictions on what you can do here.
I just have a lot of pride coming here. It's just cool to be able to say we go to Springfield College.
You will leave here after these 4 years feeling like you can conquer the world and do absolutely anything that you want to do.
Everybody here wants to make a difference in each other's lives, and they want to make a difference in the world.
I love being a part of this campus. I'm proud to be a part of this campus.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
Something about this place just has a spark.
Everyone says hi to each other, everyone's friendly. It is the most amazing place on earth. It is full.
I am so happy that I chose D3. My coaches and my teammates are always pushing me to reach new potential and to try new things.
You still get to be on a team and play at a very high competitive level, but it doesn't take over your entire life.
They really do want to see you do well, in your sport, in the classroom, in life. What the Centennial Conference has to offer is unparalleled by anything else in the country.
On and off the court, we're focused on creating lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. More college athletes are earning degrees than ever before, but we've still got work to do. That's why we're raising the bar for incoming freshmen, so they're prepared when they get to campus. and why teams can't play in championships unless they make the grade. Education matters, and putting academics first creates a pathway to a lifetime of opportunity.
Welcome back once again to Tarble Pavilion, the site of this round of 8 matchup, the sectional final between the Garnet of Swarthmore and the Pride of Springfield College. Bob Long and Steve Ulrich back again with you. Steve, we saw an exciting first half. What sticks out to you when you look at the box?
Well, let's take a quick look at the numbers for Springfield. The Pride led by Jake Ross, 11 points. Heath Post, 10 points and a game-high 9 rebounds. Andy McNulty with 5, Kevin Durkin with 4, Cam Earl with 3 for a total of 33 points. The Pride shooting 40.7% from the field, 3 of 10 from beyond the arc, and 8 of 9 from the line. For the Garnet of Swarthmore, Zach Yonda leading the way with 12 points, including 3 triples. Connor Harkins has 10 points, Cam Wiley 7, Robbie Walsh 6, Zach Odell with 3 points, and Nate Schaefer 2. Schaefer leads the Garnet with 8 rebounds in all. Swarthmore shooting 40.5% from the floor, 7 of 16 from beyond the arc for just a shade under 44%, and a perfect 3 of 3 from the line. Springfield out rebounding Swarthmore by a total of 20-17. And one of the numbers that jumps out at you, Bob, is Swarthmore's committed just 2 turnovers. Springfield's committed 8.
That is big, certainly for this Springfield team that makes its mark by creating quality looks offensively. Yeah, they're very physical inside, nothing to take away from Durkin and Post, but this is a team that prides itself on not turning the ball over, creating those good looks offensively, and then from there, cashing in. And unfortunately, when you're turning the ball over, you can't really make that happen. So what I think the key for this Springfield College Pride team in the second half is going to be is, quite frankly, getting Jake Ross more involved, getting him key and open looks. And on the Garnet side, I think you got to continue to get the ball inside, keep going into Schaefer, keep going into Walsh, and I think that's going to be key.
One of the things you mentioned about getting Ross more involved, foul trouble right now, we have Eccles and Durkin. Both have 2 fouls for the Pride. And for Swarthmore, Walsh, Wiley, and Lammers, each with 2 fouls. I think, as you mentioned, one of the key things for Springfield, Jake Ross, 25 points per game, first-team All-NUMAC player. He has been challenged on all but, I'd say, 2 shots. He's had 2 defenders running at him. His best open looks have been when he has brought the ball up the floor after a made basket, and he's pulled up from 20 feet and hit nothing but nylon from 3. If he can get those kind of looks, he's going to be able to match that 25-point mark. Otherwise, the Swarthmore defense has really put the clamps on him.
And it's been Zach Odell. The fact that you have length at 6'7" and can put him on a 6'4" Ross and still keep him step for step. There's not a lot of big guys nationally. Division III, I don't care what level. Pick a level. There's not many guys at that size that can stay with a guy like Jake Ross.
But don't get us wrong, Springfield fans. Heath Post has really stepped up and made this a close game. I mean, yes, Ross has his 11 points, but Post has stepped up and kept this game close. Swarthmore's made some big plays there in the last minute to make it a 7-point game, but this game is far from over, and I think it's really going to come down to if Post and what kind of contribution can Andy McNulty make.
I agree.
He's been kept pretty quiet right now, just 5 points. He's had double figures in 13 straight games. Of course, Ross has had double figures in every game this year. Those are the guys they look to, but will someone else for the Pride be able to step up? Will it be Brendan Eccles? Who's it going to be for Springfield?
We'll take you to the floor now for the beginning of the second half. And, of course, how do you create that space that you talk about? Well, if Jake Ross continues to draw two defenders, you have McNulty and Cam Earl, two spectacular straight-up three-point shooters, catch-and-shoot guys that can be the difference if they can create that space along the arc.
Starters for Springfield: Ross, McNulty, Eccles. Post. And here we go, second half action.
We're underway here on GSN here in the second half. Garnet lead by 7 over the road. Springfield Pride dressed in the maroon. Garnet in the home white. Ross gets his first touch of the second half. Back to the basket on Zach Yonda. Tough shot. Rolls off the rim, gets it back, and blocked from behind by Zach Odell.
Nice team defense there by Yonda and Odell.
Odell thought about the three. Now Ingram. 4-3. No good. A hand on it and tapped back by Yonda.
Big hustle play that time by the 6'2 senior Yonda.
Heath Post got a hand on that one, and the Garnet turn it over for just the second time. Cam Earl with the basketball now. Springfield still trails by 7. Eccles has a good shot. Instead, goes all the way to the 10. Great move from the wide big.
That's what we were talking about. Brendan Eccles with his first basket of the night. He only saw 9 minutes in the first half due to picking up 2 early fouls.
Zach Odell wasn't catching to shoot there. They'll dish it off for Yonda. Good job defensively so far for Springfield. Wiley, tough shot. It's good. He's made a living doing that here, Steve.
Showing why he was a first-team All-Centennial player and the 2017 Conference Player of the Year, Cam Wiley.
Heath Post at the 10. No foul called. Thought there was some contact. Now numbers for the Garnet. Pull up, Wiley. And nice rebound by Ross. He continues to have a great night on the rebounding end.
Surprised that Post tried to take it inside that time.
Cam Earl spots up from distance. And it's a 4-point game. Great start for the Pride.
Second three-pointer of the night for Cam Earl, the junior 6'4 guard from South Hadley, Massachusetts.
Slip. Odell. Patience inside. And now he gets it back. They don't commit a double on him, and he travels with the basketball.
It looked like Cam Earl did just enough to affect Odell's inside move. This was the play I was talking about. Post had a wide open three, and he decided to take it to the hole and was turned away.
And I thought clearly whacked on the right arm by Walsh. That's Earl on the other side. Maybe that's the better look there. And Earl tickles the twine. Eccles, he has a good three-point shot as well. Saw that a couple times last night. And Jim Lammers is called for his third personal foul. He's a guy that gives you energy off the bench. A senior who does play very good defense, but tonight has been a bit too physical on the defensive end.
Lammers limited to just 5 first half minutes, picks up his third here, just 2 minutes and 49 seconds into the second half.
Heath Post the pull-up, no good. Tapped out of bounds, last touched by Swarthmore. Harkins doesn't like the call. Let's see what type of look we have here. Did you get anything there? It was tough. Tough to tell. Could have gone either way. I think it was the right call. Last touch by Connor Harkins and a 30-second timeout on the floor.
Let's take a quick look around the country. In Mahwah, New Jersey, 15:45 to go in the second half. Ramapo has a 2-point lead over MIT, 46-44.
In addition, other action nationally.
Other games tonight, we have Augustana playing host to Wisconsin Oshkosh. That game has not tipped off as yet. And the other matchup is the number 1 team, according to the D3Hoops.com poll. Number 1 team in the country, Whitman, taking on Nebraska Wesleyan out of the Iowa Conference. That game is played in Wisconsin at the University of Wisconsin-Platteville. So there you go, Nebraska Wesleyan, part of the Iowa Conference, taking on Whitman from the state of Washington in Wisconsin.
How about that?
Division III, YD3.
And we look inside the Swarthmore huddle as we just came from Charlie Brock's huddle. Both these teams in uncharted territory. Neither program had been to a sectional final, the round of 8 in their program's history. And tonight, both teams looking to get to the Final Four for their first time. And Heath Post continues to have a night, cutting it to 2.
Post taking advantage of Walsh face guarding, and McNulty just lobbed it into him. A little catch and shoot from 8 feet makes it a 2-point ball game.
Great start to the second half for the Pride of Springfield. Yonda throws it through the arms of Robbie Walsh. A fastball will send it back to Springfield.
As you mentioned, good start for the Pride right here. And you can see that nice pass from McNulty to Post. Makes it a 2-point ball game. It was the kind of start that you would think Charlie Brock wanted. Have his team start fast, cut into the deficit, and take the crowd out of the game as much as possible.
Earl for 3. Can't take the lead with that one. Wiley inside for Walsh. Had trouble catching it, and fortunate to get it back in the hands of Connor Harkins. That pass has got to have more juice on it inside, Steve, for that to get there. Schaefer, tough shot. It won't go. Good defense by Post.
You mentioned it. Robbie Walsh has seen 2 straight passes. One was a bullet that went through the hands, and one just never popped up off the ground and gave him a chance to make a play.
McNulty, tough look. Now Post. He'll slam it to tie it.
Nice baseline drive that time by Post. Post now with 14.
Now how do the Garnet respond? Springfield physical defensively. Skip pass, tough shot, Harkins. Rebound pulled down by Ross.
A little too much reliance right now by Swarthmore on the outside game. They're going to have to reassert their inside presence with Odell, Schaefer, and Walsh.
McNulty had trouble handling it. Slipping is Eccles. They couldn't find him. Instead, now it's Ross. Wiley, good hands in the passing lane. It will stay with Springfield with 8 to play on the shot clock. Another look at Post. Get some elevation. And a timeout on the floor. 15:04 to play. Springfield opens on a 9-2 run, and we're all square. This is NCAA tournament basketball on GSN. We look inside the Swarthmore Garnet huddle. They've given away their halftime cushion. But Steve, really, the story of this Swarthmore program and the team you see here is not what was once. They have come from a long way in 6 years under Kosmolski.
Up until the 2016 season, Swarthmore had gone 19 straight years without even making an appearance in the conference playoffs. Going back to 1997, they lost to Dickinson in the Centennial title game. To do what they've done the last 3 years is really impressive.
Andy McNulty gives Springfield the lead.
Springfield's first lead since leading 16-15 midway through the first half.
Springfield in the man-to-man, which has tightened the screws on the Garnet offense. Schaefer. Taken away, Earl in transition. No good. Odell went straight up.
Nice defense that time by Odell, making up for.
Earl trying to attack the body there. Wiley traveled. Maybe doing a little bit too much there, Steve.
Yeah, you look at the shooting percentage. We talked early on about whether or not Springfield would be able to adjust to Swarthmore's defense. And right now, Springfield shooting 42% from the field. But Swarthmore has been really challenged by the Pride's defense, shooting only 38% from the field, 16 of 42.
And we saw the replay of that drive from Earl. I think after replay, the benefit of our eyes there, I think that was the right call. Now Earl, another three. Short, and a push off from Kevin Durkin. His third personal. And there's the shove in the back with the right arm.
As you mentioned, third foul against Durkin, the 6'8 junior from Worcester, Massachusetts. He checks out of the lineup. Brendan Eccles checks back in for the Pride. First team foul for Springfield, one also on the Garnet here as we reach the 6-minute mark of the second half.
The lineup is Abbas Salah, Robbie Walsh, Zach Odell, Jim Lammers, and Zach Yonda. They trail by 3. Lammers thought about the 3, had a decent look. Zach Odell for the tie. No good, and Ross comes down with an uncontested rebound.
Once again, a reliance by Swarthmore on the deep ball right now. They need to take advantage of the height that they have in the lineup and pound it more inside.
Slipping, Eccles to the rim, no! Gets it back, blocked by Walsh, a jump ball. And it will be Swarthmore basketball. Here's a look inside. Eccles may have gotten hit on the wrist there. The second time we didn't get the benefit, but clearly ball on ball there.
Excellent defense, way they can, Walsh and they challenge Eccles on that, and that's what I think Swarthmore needs to do. They need to find a way to get inside, maybe go inside out, get some offense generated.
Walsh inside, blocked by Heath Post. Eccles went down like a ton of bricks trying to take a charge. Referee not fooled, and Heath Post there on the backside.
Nice block there by Post, who's had a really impressive game, the 6'6 sophomore. Has been able to fill it up from beyond the arc, in the paint, and play some defense.
The Garnet have only scored 2 points here in the second half. Somewhat fortunate to be trailing only by 3 after that type of inefficiency. The lob for Odell. Off the glass, no good. Post has been a pest defensively. A fantastic job by Post inside. Thought about a spot up. Now Earl, he's fouled for the second time beyond the three-point line.
Foul going against Connor Harkins, his first foul, the second one against the Garnet.
That's a nickel dimer there.
It's going to send Cam Earl to the line, 90% free throw shooter.
And he hits the first.
Earl, 6'4 junior out of South Hadley, Massachusetts, averages just a shade above 10 points per game.
Second free throw goes for Cam Earl. And if you're the Garnet, this under 12 timeout can't come quickly enough. The question is, do they have the answers offensively? And where do they come from? Is it this man, Cam Wiley? Slipping is Walsh. He's blocked inside. But man, are they contesting at the rim.
Walsh goes up very strong, but boy, you're not kidding. Did Earl and Post really contest that? But that's the thing Swarthmore's going to need to do right now. They're going to need to pound it inside. If that's not there, kick it back out to the outside shooters of Harkins, Wiley, and Yonda.
And they need to make these, the freebies at the line.
Walsh now 3 of 3 from the line today. 8 points in all for the senior.
The Garnet have only taken 4 free throws on the evening.
As you mentioned, Bob, a fluid motion.
Down, down, and up. And he hits them both. It's a 1-possession deficit for the Garnet of Swarthmore. Both teams looking for their first trip to the national semifinals. Post, little short. Now Wiley. A chance to tie with a 3. Walsh, offensive foul. Going nowhere quick, lowers the shoulder. That's one, unfortunately, where he just decided early that he was going to the rim no matter what. And that's the right call.
That's the 3rd foul against the senior from Summit, New Jersey. 3rd team foul against the Garnet here with 12 minutes to go in the second half. Springfield with a 3-point lead, and the Pride really came out here in the first 8 minutes, have made a statement.
Yes, they have. They lead by 3. Immediate timeout on the floor. We'll be right back here on GSN.
Great moments are born from great opportunity. That's what you have here tonight. That's what you've earned here tonight. This is your time. Now go out there and take it.
One for the diehard basketball fans out there. You might be wondering, why did we go to a media timeout at exactly 12 minutes to go? Well, Steve, you and I know, just this year they changed the rule. It used to be at 1 second or less under 12 minutes. This year they said if there's a stoppage right on the dot, you go to a media timeout. That's why we went where we went. It's a 3-point game. Post loses the ball. Ross comes up with it and finishes. Garbage into gold from Ross, the sophomore.
Tough shot for the sophomore. His first 2 points of the second half gives him 13 for the night.
Schaefer has the basketball. Great cut by Yonda. And he can't finish. The rim unkind to the Garnet so far in the second half. Ben Diamond has it. Will Ross try to take over? 5-point lead, 11-12 to play. Post thought about that 3. That's a tough step back. Now the Garnet up the floor. Ingram in rhythm. Yes! Springfield wanted to travel, didn't come, and the Garnet have cut it to 2.
If the referees had blown the whistle there, I don't think there would have been a lot of argument. It was close, but Ingram certainly stuck the big shot, makes it a 2-point ball game.
Post wide open on the skip. Garnet faithful imploring the team for defense. McNulty and a rebound here for the Garnet. No numbers, and Wiley dribbled it off the knee of a defender. Wiley for the lead. And Zach Yonda fouls Cam Earl a half step late on that rebound. Another look at the in-rhythm 3 from Ryan Ingram. And I think Wiley perhaps just a little bit rushed there, saw the moment, didn't get that same ball movement that you normally see from a Garnet team.
First foul against Zach Yonda, 4th against the Garnet. Quick out-of-town scoreboard update. Early in the first half, Wisconsin Oshkosh leads Augustana by a score of 15-9. Nebraska Wesleyan with an early lead over Whitman, the number 1 team in the country, 9-5.
And of course, many eyes around college basketball here tonight in Swarthmore, Pennsylvania, Tarbell Pavilion. Ross all the way to the basket, just blew by Jim Lammers. Too good from the sophomore.
It's the first time Lammers has drawn that assignment. It's been pretty much Odell and Yonder throughout the evening.
Lammers in the corner. Inside, Schaefer fouled on his way up, and he'll get 2 shots for his effort.
Good ball movement that time, as you can see in the replay. Look at Ingram finding Schaefer on the inside. McNulty, there's not much more he could have done.
Again, about a half step late there. Schaefer well short on the first.
Schaefer 2 points on the evening, a team high 10 rebounds, 2 on the offensive side, 8 on the defensive glass.
A 62% free throw shooter. These enormous free throws for the Garnet. And he hits 1 of 2. Schaefer will be replaced by Zach Odell. And it's a 3-point lead for the road pride of Springfield College, looking to represent the NUMAC in the national semifinals in Salem, Virginia. Ross, inside, tough shot. Zach Odell with the contest all the way, Steve.
As you mentioned earlier, it's the length of Odell that affected that shot.
Lammers wouldn't let it go. Now they have 4 3-point shooters on the floor. And you throw Odell in that mix, all 5 can nail it from deep. Who's going to be asked to taste this shot in this possession? 5 to shoot. Harkins, good dribble drive. And rebound from Heath Post. Great seal on the 6'7", Zach Odell.
Not much available in the offensive glass for the Garnet tonight.
And they nearly throw it away. On the floor, out of bounds, last touched by Lammers. And the tail end of that play here, I think that was last touched by Earl.
Certainly looked like Earl tossed the ball over his shoulder. Didn't think that Lammers got a hand on that, but the gentlemen in the striped shirts have the final say, and it will remain Springfield ball with 12 seconds on the shot clock.
And very fortunate there. Miscommunication amongst the 2 guards for Springfield, and they get another look at it offensively. McNulty cuts to the hole, hits it off the base of the rim. He's down on the play. Numbers for the Garnet. Wiley to the hole. A Euro step of epic proportions by Brandon Eccles. And Wiley cuts it to 1. McNulty hit a big shot from about that spot yesterday. Blocked by Zach Odell.
That is outstanding defense by Odell. Ross threw the kitchen sink at him in terms of ball fakes.
Inside Odell. Ingram for the lead. Yes! It's a 2-point lead for the Garnet. They've come all the way back.
Ryan Ingram now with 6 points, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. And Charlie Brock in Springfield calls time.
See if we can get a look here. Odell got the tail end of it there. He actually stepped on the end line. A great job there to let Ingram catch it because he would have been out of bounds. And then Ingram firing away on the assist from Odell. Timeout on the floor, a full timeout here at Tarbell. And this game is just too good. We'll be right back.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
My, oh my, this is why you love college basketball. Basketball at any level. Bob Long, commissioner of the Centennial Conference, Steve Ulrich alongside, providing the play-by-play on this one.
Defense wins championships, and right now, Swarthmore only shooting 37%, but holding Springfield at 36.7%.
Heath Post has the basketball. Springfield looking for an answer. They've had it all year long in situations like these. Post is their guy, and Post finishes to tie it up.
Post now with 16 points to go along with 11 rebounds to lead Springfield.
Ryan Ingram gets it back, and a good look. Back iron, no. And a long chase down for Cam Earl. Springfield now a chance to take a lead. Looks like we're going to the final horn here, Steve.
8 lead changes so far.
And a giveaway. Numbers for the Garnet. Lammers didn't go up with it. Odell will. Oh, baby. What do you say, Zach Odell?
Good decision that time by Lammers. He didn't want to take on the big man and found Odell coming down the lane. I think Zach wanted to go for the flush, but was able to convert anyway.
Post had trouble with the catch. Baseline, 3. Yes! Cam Earl with some onions from the baseline.
Third three-pointer of the night for Earl, the junior out of South Hadley, Mass.
And Zach Odell pulled on his way to the basket. Eccles surprised. My surprise is that call had to come from this side of the floor. Now another look at Zach Odell going up strong.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to throw it down. Was challenged by Earl, but was able to convert the basket, and then Earl comes right back, putting the Pride up by 1, 6:05 to go.
Just a half step late on the closeout from Ryan Ingram. Wiley, tough shot, well long. And Springfield with the basketball, a 1-point lead and under 6 minutes to play. Tough pass there, not a good look. Wiley. Now Ingram steps in. Thought he wanted to go glass, didn't hit it. He may want that one back, maybe go another step to the basket and try to finger roll it. Walsh almost got a hand on that basketball. Ross with it, 8 to shoot. Step back, he nearly lost it. Yes, he did. Now Earl, how about that? That's his spot, and at the end of the shot clock, he drills it.
Cam Earl now with 14.
Ingram thought about the 3. Yondo will launch. Barely drew iron. Walsh kept it in bounds, but Post was there.
Ross, McNulty, Earl, Durkin, and Post on the floor for the Pride. Lammers, Yondo, Wiley, Walsh, and Ingram for the Garnet.
Earl for 3. Rebound for Ross. He's had a great night rebounding the basketball. 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 of which on the offensive glass. He's going to take his time.
So who do you think's going to shoot here?
If I had to guess, I think this guy. 5 to shoot. It will be McNulty. It's a 6-point lead. Timeout called by Swarthmore, and Andy McNulty continues to hit enormous shots.
As the shot clock winds down with the Springfield star Ross in trouble, he kicks it out to McNulty. Huge shot, giving Springfield a 6-point lead here with just under 4 to play.
Between Earl and McNulty, the big shots are being hit by the Pride. We'll be right back here on GSN for more NCAA tournament basketball.
Bob, quick update from around the country. 2:48 to go in the second half. Ramapo leads MIT 61-58. You know, the NUMAC with two teams in the Elite Eight, MIT and Springfield.
Garnett with the basketball here, trailing by 6 points at the under 4 timeout. The hopes and dreams of two teams of young, phenomenal individual competitors are on the line in the next 4 minutes. Connor Harkins short. Ross comes down with it. He has a double-double, 15 points and 10 rebounds. Springfield has had an answer late in the shot clock all second half. Can they hit a couple more big shots to post themselves in the Final Four? Floater is long. Big rebound from Yonda. No need to settle for threes yet, but a lot of three-point shooters are on the floor. Odell, blocking foul, counted and one, or no, they're saying it was in the restricted area. Again, I think that would have been a lot to award continuation, but that's absolutely the right call.
Did not give him an opportunity to come down. Kind of planted himself under the feet, and I think you're right. I think he was inside the restraining circle. Brendan Eccles checking back in for Springfield, replacing Kevin Durkin. It's the first foul against Cam Earl, the fifth against Springfield. Swarthmore with 4 team fouls here with 3:07 to go.
Looking to get it in. Here's Wiley on the baseline. Yonda looking for Odell. He gets it inside. Looking for a high percentage look over the shoulder. It's good.
Nice inside outside that time by Odell and Yonda, making it a 4-point ball game.
2:40 to play. Springfield looking for another huge stop here, and Swarthmore is looking for a stop. Can Springfield get the shot they need? Here's McNulty. Open look for Earl. He continues to fire away. Enormous shots for Springfield.
Cam Earl now tied for the Springfield team lead with 16 points along with Heath Post.
Zach Odell, nothing but twine. And it's back to 4 again as we tick under 2 minutes to play.
Buckle your seatbelts. This is going to be a great 120 seconds.
Swarthmore, they just haven't been able to get a stop defensively. Ross fouled by Connor Harkins. Shot clock will reset to 20, so they'll tack 9 seconds on for Springfield.
That's a tough call against the freshman Harkins. It looked as if Ross was losing his footing, but the official thought that Harkins had a hand in that.
You know, they called it on Zach Yonda, not Connor Harkins. Nonetheless, second personal foul on Zach Yonda. 4-point deficit. Springfield in the stack. McNulty slows it down. The clock is the friend of the Springfield Pride. Jake Ross open for 3. They lead by 7. Odell, offensive foul. Boy, that I think's a tough call.
Let's see if we can't get another look at that one.
Unless he extended the left arm, in which case can understand it. Eccles popped up there. And as Odell was dribbling the basketball, lunged into him, it looked like.
Brandon Eccles stands 6'7", 235, so it's going to take a lot of contact to send him to the ground, and I don't think we're going to be able to get another look at it. 1:17 on the clock, Springfield by 7, and Swarthmore is quickly finding himself in a situation where they may need to start fouling.
Backcourt pressure here. They can still look for a steal. Earl with it. You don't want to foul him.
Both teams with Swarthmore 16 fouls. The next foul will send Springfield to the line in the bonus.
They're going to play this possession out. Springfield, and Jim Lammers is called for the foul. He didn't want to give it up, but they took 20 seconds off the clock. A great job by Springfield, and now Jake Ross has an opportunity at the line with a 1-and-1 to put them up 9.
Ross has filled up the score sheet tonight. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists. He is 1 of 2 from the line, 72% free throw shooter on the year.
He hits the first and earns his second. Ross continues to impress as he's hit the 20-point mark tonight. Every single game in the NCAA tournament, he's been over 20, twice over 30. Wiley for 3, they need it. They don't get it, and Ross another rebound. He's fouled by Connor Harkins, and Springfield can start to feel it.
Yeah, we were mentioning earlier, Ryan Ingram's been the only Swarthmore player who's really consistently stuck the long ball tonight, and that's going to be what really could end up being the epitaph to Swarthmore's season, not being able to connect here on a 3-ball and not being able to stop Springfield. 9 of 20 from beyond the arc, 45% for the Pride.
Ross hits the first. 3 for 3 here in the last minute. Timely situations for the super sophomore. The D3 Hoops Rookie of the Year last year, and the heart and soul of the Pride. 11-point lead. Garnett. Get it from Wiley. That's 2, and it's a 9-point game. Landry Kosmalski calls timeout. Full timeout on the floor. You see the score. The Garnet on their last life looking to find their way back. And you're watching NCAA Tournament basketball here on GSN. A look at the last basket from Cam Wiley, cut it to 9. A long way to go here for Swarthmore.
So, Bob, you look at the stat sheet and you begin to look at Swarthmore and say, who do you foul? Who do you want to go after? Who do you want to put in the line in this situation? Cam Earl, 90%. Heath Post, 80%. Andy McNulty, 74. Jake Ross, 72. Brandon Eccles is the low man at 56%. Chances are the big guy is not going to touch the ball in this situation.
Let's see what the Garnet do. They get it to Jake Ross. Ross fouled from behind by Zach Yonda. Still the last front end of the 1-and-1 as it's the 9th team foul against the Garnet.
Springfield 14 of 16 from the line tonight. Jake Ross steps to the line. He's 5 of 6, 22 points, 12 rebounds.
Three front ends of the 1-and-1, 3 makes, and 5 for 5 in the last minute. A championship caliber player. And he misses that one. 10-point lead for Springfield. Odell launches a 3. Rebound Heath Post. He's fouled. Springfield looking for their first trip to the Final Four. Those national semifinals held every year in Salem, Virginia, and trying to follow upon the footsteps of Babson, who did not qualify for this year's 64-team field, but won the NCAA tournament last year. Can the Newmac make it 2 in a row?
Heath Post at the line, 4 of 4 tonight. Make that 5 of 5. Post 17 points now, 14 rebounds for the sophomore forward.
Story of the game tonight is really that early, the Garnet of Swarthmore had opportunities at or near the rim, and it was the play of Heath Post, Brandon Eccles, and Kevin Durkin inside. They didn't let Swarthmore convert on those shots that they normally hit. The bank shot won't go, and they've called off the Dogs. That and the fact that this man, Andy McNulty, last night hit the shot to give them life, to send them to overtime, and hit a dagger of a 3 tonight as well. Jake Ross, a huge game. Cam Earl, a huge game. And the pride of Springfield, for the first time in program history, are off to the national semifinals.
And you have to feel good for 20th year head coach Charlie Brock. Charlie Brock has done yeoman's work with the NABC and running the senior all-star game. He's always there in Salem. He's never had his own team to bring along. And now he gets to take the pride and the pride of the Newmac to the Final Four. Congratulations to Springfield.
A spectacular performance in the second half from Springfield. They trailed by 7 at the half, Steve, and they outscored the Garnet by 15 here in the second half, en route to this victory.
And we talked about early in the game, Jake Ross, a 25-point scorer, first team all Newmac. Swarthmore was able to hold him under his average, 23. But you know who stepped up? Cam Earl stepped up. Cam Earl in the second half, every time Swarthmore tried to double team Jake Ross, Ross was able to find Earl 4 triples, 16 points on the night. You know, if it wasn't Cam Earl in the second half, it was Heath Post in the first half. Post ending up with 18 points, 15 rebounds, 14 on the defensive glass. This is not a one-man team in Springfield, as other guys stepped up, and certainly Andy McNulty also hitting double figures with 11, Kevin Durkin with 4 points, and Brandon Eccles 2 points for Springfield, who's now 22-8 and headed to the national semifinal.
They outscored the Garnet 41-22, so I should say a 19-point edge in the second half for Springfield, and now they will earn their sectional championship trophy.
Looking at the stat sheet for the host Garnet, Cam Wiley leading the way with 13 points, Zach Yondo with 12, Zach Odell and Connor Harkins with 10 points apiece, Robbie Walsh with 8, Ryan Ingram with 6, and Nate Schaefer with 3. Let's send it to the PA announcer on the floor.
A historic night for the program of the Springfield College Pride. And a long way to go for this team as well. They'll go to the Final Four in Salem, Virginia, led by just an absolutely unbelievable group of players, led by that super sophomore Jake Ross. And what a feeling it is for him and for that entire fan base.
I don't think you can say enough what an accomplishment it's been for Springfield to travel from Springfield, Massachusetts down to Cabrini. They knock off Albright. They knock off the host Cavaliers from Cabrini. They drive back to Springfield. They drive back down to Swarthmore 5 days later. They knock off Hamilton in a scintillating overtime game last night, and then to knock off the host Swarthmore Garnet here in the sectional final. That in and of itself is a major accomplishment that should make the fans of Springfield very, very proud. But as you said, Bob, they're not done yet.
They're not done, and they're not going anywhere no matter what happens next weekend. Jake Ross, 23 points, leads all Pride scorers. He's a sophomore. Cam Earl, 16 points for him. He's a junior. And Heath Post, an absolutely enormous game, 18 and 15. He's a sophomore. Division III basketball, take notice of this Springfield team because they can do a little bit of everything, and I can tell you what they can do a lot of, Steve. Hit the big shot.
And this was a team that won the NUMAC regular season title by 2 games and then was upset by WPI in overtime in the conference semifinals. So, when you look, as we mentioned in the open, 18-8, there was some question whether or not Springfield was even going to get into the tournament. But look what you can do with a second chance and a belief and a young squad and a veteran coach. And what Springfield has done, as you mentioned, should definitely send notice to Division III that they're going to be a force that can be contended with not only next weekend, but in years to come.
Steve Ulrich has been our color commentator here tonight. A great job, my friend. Great to be with you, and thanks for everything you do for Division III basketball and sports in general.
Bob, you are too kind. We've always said in the Centennial Conference that we have the best broadcasters in Division III. You brought your A game all year and certainly during the tournament, and we want to thank you for all you've done, not only for the conference, but I hope the viewers tonight enjoyed your call.
Certainly appreciate that. We're going to leave the camera here as they cut down the nets. That little piece of nylon, what a great gift and what a great keepsake. Of course, the journey not done for this Pride team as they'll travel to Salem, Virginia for the national semifinals. Once again, Steve Ulrich has been the color commentator tonight on the broadcast. My name is Bob Long, and for a wonderful team here at GSN, thank you so much however you made us a part of your evening. Thanks for doing so. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And once again, congratulations to the Pride of Springfield on the road to Salem.